Hi everyone, welcome to Kingdom Keto. We are so excited to have you today, and on the menu we have a Persian chicken salad. Now back in the day when they created this, I think it was the 1900s in Moscow, Russia, this particular recipe did have some non-keto ingredients in it, like potatoes and peas and things that we're not really supposed to eat on keto because they're rather high carbohydrates. So what we're going to do is talk about the ingredients in this rendition of the Persian chicken salad. We're going to start with 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and I threw in there a half teaspoon of pepper. And we've got 1/4 cup of fresh chopped basil. And this recipe also, when it was originated, was famous for having a lot of fresh herbs and fresh leaves of herbs chopped in it. So that's why we have a couple of different items here that have to do with the herb family. We have 2 limes squeezed fresh, which comes out to about 1/4 cup. We have 1 cup of our famous avocado oil mayonnaise that we're all known for eating on the keto diet. It's one of the healthiest versions and of course carb free. And then we have 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Always check your Dijon mustard to make sure there's not soybean oil or the other oils that we're not really supposed to have on keto, and that it's a keto friendly oil. As you remember, our top 3 oils would be coconut oil, avocado oil, which is a high smoke point oil, or olive oil. So one of those 3 oils would be appropriate for your Dijon mustard. I happened to get this one. I tried a different chef version of Dijon mustard. There's several chefs that have Dijon mustard on the shelves out there in the grocery store, and they're all really great. This particular one is a new brand that I tried called Mike's Amazing Dijon mustard, and it really is amazing. I have to say, it only has a couple of few healthy ingredients in it, but yet it's so flavorful. It has kind of a white wine taste to it, and it's very healthy. And like I said, it's only a couple of natural ingredients in the Dijon mustard. It's definitely one of the best ones I've ever tried. So I suggest that for you. And then we have chopped up here, like I said, this recipe is known for chopped herbs. We have about a half cup of chopped parsley. We have 1 whole onion chopped. We have a half cup of kalamata olives chopped. We have right here on the end, we have 2 ribs of celery chopped up in about 1/4 inch pieces. And then we have a cucumber that's been chopped, 2 cucumbers chopped. The cucumber itself is terrific on the keto lifestyle diet. And you have to remember 2 things that happen with the cucumber. One is, we all know that the skin has most of your nutrients in it, the vitamin K, antioxidants. It's good. It's just a great healthy vegetable. However, the skin also has most of your carbohydrates. It's still a low carb item to eat. I eat them all the time. I actually even like them just like almost like a chip if you dip into something. That's one of my favorite things to do. But what I do is, if I'm making something like this and there's a lot of cucumber that needs to be placed into the recipe, I just skim off and make the outside like a stripe where I stripe the skin off, and then I leave a section where it's on, and then I will peel off another stripe, etc., and then I'll just chop it up from there. That way I'm still getting the nutrients. It's like a compromise, and I'm also still keeping it as low as carb possible. If you're not on that low of a carb keto diet, you won't necessarily need to do that part for you. Now, in addition to that, I have about 4 chicken breasts sliced and chopped here. You also can use rotisserie chicken if you'd like. And the rotisserie chicken has both the dark meat and the white meat. The dark meat is very moist, and you can have either one of those versions that you prefer. And really, all we have to do is just now build all this and mix it together, and we have our chicken salad. I've got a little plate ready just for us to do it, and I have a bowl. Now, I'm going to start by placing the chicken breast in here. And then I'm going to take actually I'll season the meat here with the salt and pepper. I'm going to put this fresh basil in here. It's a lot of basil, but like I said, this is definitely a leafy herb type recipe. I'm going to take this lime, and then I'm just going to toss all this meat. I just want this seasoning to flavor the meat itself, every little morsel of the meat. And if you can see down there in the camera, you can see the seasoning just really powerfully playing a role in this particular recipe. Now, I'm going to put each of these in there. I had them ready just to slide right in. That's that fresh parsley, the fresh onion, those fresh olives, and then our cucumber, and then lastly our celery. Now there's one ingredient from the original recipe that you could opt to put in that is could be considered low carb depending on how many carbohydrates you eat in your macros per day on your particular version of your diet. And that would be carrot. Now I do have some carrots, and I actually like the color play of having the carrot in here. What I would simply do if you're going to put the carrot in, I'm keeping mine lower carb today, and that is my suggestion. There's plenty of vegetables in here. However, if you want a little carrot, my suggestion is just to use like a peeler and just peel off a couple of slices in there of thin little julienne's strips, and that way you're not really having more than a quarter cup, a third cup, something of that nature in the actual recipe, but it'll just toss in there and you'll just get one here and one there, and it'll keep the carbs a little bit lower. So that's one idea. I'm going to go ahead and toss all this before placing the Dijon mustard and the mayonnaise in here. This is looking really good. And the olives in here are not only heart healthy, but also they are known to help prevent cancer when you eat them. So that's a good thing to know. All right. So now what we can do is go ahead and place the mayonnaise and Dijon mustard in, and we're about to taste it. We'll plate this up so you can get a good look at it. It's definitely nice and moist. You can even hear the mayonnaise in there tossing around with this chicken. It looks so pretty. One thing about using mayonnaise is you always want to make sure you toss it really good. I'm trying to dig down underneath the bottom to make sure I haven't missed anything in the mayonnaise before we serve up. All right, let's go ahead and try to plate up a little bit and see if we can taste it. If you happen to have any little extra sprigs, you know, you could always just sprinkle a couple on the top. We're going to taste to see how good this is. I'm going to use a spoon for this particular salad. The chicken is just chopped up in little cubes. A full spoonful there. Mmm. It is very good. It's nice and crunchy with those fresh vegetables.